Welcome to Sassy Sewing. In this video, I will show you how to make gladiolus using fabric. To do this, you will need to gather some materials. Start by deciding what colors you would like your blooms to be. Then get 1/2 yard of each color. Make sure you use a fabric that is somewhat stiff so it can hold its shape. Get about 1/2 yard of green fabric as well. I believe leather would make great gladiolus, but I have not yet tried that. You will also need strong needle, strong thread, a thimble if you have one, and 1 bamboo twig for each stem. Choose bamboo twigs that have branches coming off of it and break the branches off, leaving the small nub where it broke off. You will use these nubs to secure your blooms to the stem. I included this drawing of a bloom to help you identify the different parts of the bloom. The colored part of the bloom are the petals. The green bud that opens to reveal the bloom is known as the sepal. And of course there's the stem. We are going to cut our green fabric into strips with a double pointed end as shown in the drawings. You will need 1 double pointed green fabric strip per flower. The fabric strips that result from cutting as shown will be used as well, so do not toss them. To make the petals, cut the colored fabric into pieces that are shaped like you see in the drawing and pictures here. Make the petals range in size from as small as 2.5 inches by 4 inches up to 5 inches by 4 inches. And make 80% of them smaller than 4.5 by 4 because we will not be using as many of the larger ones. Each flower will consist of 3 to 5 petals depending on its maturity and where it's located on the stem. The blooms or flowers at the top of the stem will be the less mature and they will consist of only 3 petals. You will add petals to the blooms as they get closer to the base of the stem until you get to the 5 petals. To form a top bloom, roll the smallest of the 3 petals lengthwise as shown and then continue to add the other 2 overlapping by 25% the one below it. Continue rolling until you get what looks like an emerging bud. Once you have it rolled together and it looks like you want it to, use your needle and thread, sew the bottom so it holds that shape. Continue this process, making the blooms of various maturities so they range from barely open young buds to fully open mature blooms, sewing each one as needed to hold its shape. Next, you will sew the blooms to your stems. Once again, they will be arranged on the stem by maturity, with the largest, most mature blooms being at the bottom and the youngest, smaller, emerging blooms at the top. Once all of your blooms are securely sewn onto the stems, you will finish them by adding the green fabric strips. Take one of the scrap strips that you ended up with and cut it into a piece that's about 4 inches long, 3 or 4 inches long. And then cut the tip off so that it looks like one of the points on the other strips. Place that point up against the top bloom and then grab one of the double pointed ones and put it on there too so that the points resemble the sepal. Then you will secure those into place and then continue with the tail of the long strip and wrap that around the stem and continue on wrapping around downward. And then when you get to the end, secure it in place. And continue this process until you've used all of the strips and all of the stems are covered with green. That is all there is to it. I hope you enjoy your project. Thank you.